Juicing, the fast lane to weight loss.
I have been reading up on
It
juice
is when
feasting.
you go a period of 7 days or more on only fruit and vegetable juices. I know juicing is good because it promotes cleansing and detoxing, but most importantly it breaks some bad habits and food addictions. Of course you lose weight because your calories are restricted, but you are also telling your body that you are going to be healthier. Any thoughts?
Hey, that's 10 posts. Go make a blog entry. Oh yeah, thoughts. I make changes in my habits slowly, methodically, and permanently. Anytime you radically change what you give your body, it reacts radically. Seems to me you're starting on the back foot.
Juicing has some good aspects, but I'd much rather have a healthy all-around diet than have to rely on juicing to reset myself.
Juice has a lot of sugar, natural sugar, but sugar nonetheless, and it simply doesn't have all your body needs to sustain it for a long period of time. The lack of calories also worries me.
I feel like it's just a lose weight easy method. You lose weight at first, but it simply can't be great for you.
Your body needs a certain amount of nutrients to work effectively, and juicing just doesn't promote that. I see nothing wrong with doing it for a couple days, but in the end, just a healthy, unprocessed, natural diet will probably do much better for you.
Juice alone will not give you all the nutrients you need alone. Plus, not getting enough calories for your build or lifestyle in a day is not healthy despite what many are led to believe. You should incorporate fruits and vegetables into your diet if you're not already. This could be through juicing over time, and stick with that
Do
habit.
not drink or eat only fruits and veggies. Your body a certain amount of protein, carbs, and yes, even fats to be healthy.
Eating the adequate amount of the right food for your body combined with regular exercise will achieve whatever weight loss or health goal you may have, unless it is somewhat extreme.
It's easy to interpret any weight loss as healthy when in all actuality you may very well be damaging your body more than being heavier was, or you are maybe programming your body or metabolism to gain weight once you stop your diet or fast or whatever. On a side note, I thought you were talking about steroids from the title of the thread.
Just bought a Vitamix blender. I think I am in love. Beats the hell out of my Lalanne power juicer.
Juicing for weight loss? Maybe. Juicing to get a nice body?
Now, is your goal to lose weight or is your goal to have a nice, healthy body? If it is the later, then eating less and juicing is not the answer.
I am loving this post. Great info. Agreed 100%.
Thanks, Amel. I'm
Just
on
eat
it.
the fruit and veg. Juicing means you take in way more sugar in a short period of time.
Was expecting to see a thread on steroids when I saw the title.
OMG, I had mine for 3 days and returned it. Took an hour to clean. Now I have a Breville and love it. There's a decent documentary on juicing called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. I recommend watching it as it shows what happens when you take a grossly out of shape and obese person and throw him on such a diet. I think juicing has some benefits for those needing a reset, but definitely agree, real change occurs by living a healthy lifestyle. Living equals lifestyle equals process. 10-day juice fast equals event. I'm sure Patrick has some good advice on diets and workouts, etc. My experience over the past few months look like this. I was 15 to 20 pounds over my normal weight, and made one change to lose it all within 30 days. I ate less food. I showed my dad how to count calories and he was amazed how much food he was eating. This was about 9 weeks ago and he has gone from 226 to 193. He hasn't worked out the entire time, and never did a low-carb or juicing diet. An interesting diet book to read is The 4-Hour Body by Tim Ferriss. It's easier to lose weight than most people think. But just like anything, you have to be serious about it. I weigh 220 to 230 in college. I graduated, and here I am at 202 a few months later.
I have been working out every day, different things each day, and eating what I want. Seriously, burgers, steaks, Chinese food, you name it, and I ate out pretty much every day. This week I am eating only super healthy and trying to break into the 190s for the first time in 5 years. I think my new workout habit combines with some leaner and healthier food choices. I will start to look amazing.
For my size frame 190 would probably be perfect. Oh yeah, when I let a rip, I am hitting the golf ball in the 300s now too. Point is, do it right. It is easy once you get started.
So I'm not the only one. Haha, to me, people wanting these lose weight fast diets are lazy. Working out and going to the gym is the other half, the harder half.
Having a great body is 80% diet, 20% exercise. That ratio swings even more toward diet if you're just talking about dropping pounds. If you're interested in losing weight effectively, check out a ketogenic diet such as old school Atkins, not this frankenfood crap they push now, or a low-carb paleo approach, both of which you could learn more about through some quick Googling.
Actually, some of the best resources on those approaches are the online community, Reddit, where I happen to discover.
You should check out, and if you're looking to lose weight and get healthy, sugar is your enemy. Juicing is counterproductive, even if you manage to starve off a few pounds via calorie restriction.
Yeah, a lot has been said on the topic of juice fasts, but to tell you the truth, it's not something that helps break bad habits, nor are you telling your body you are going to treat it better. If you do this promptly because you want to change your lifestyle or diet or way of eating, etc.,
you will feel like a crack addict who has been put into solitary confinement for 7 days without drugs.
You will have headaches, huge cravings, dizziness, nausea, weakness, etc. etc. The proper way of doing such fasts is after you already have implemented a healthy lifestyle.
The fast becomes an addition to that lifestyle which people utilize maybe once or twice a year. The whole point of the fast is to feed your body the essential nutrients and minerals it needs, but not to make your GI tract and the rest of your body work.
Essentially, you are giving your body a break from having to constantly digest
Of course,
foods.
if someone tries this as a get lean fast scheme, they could put themselves into a hospital easily.
A lot of people tend to associate juice with something sugary and full of fruit.
The thing is that juice fasts that Op is reading about, at least I assume from the info you have provided, probably don't contain that many fruits, or at least they shouldn't apostrophe T. The fruit is put in to taste good and you don't need that much of it. But of course people can go overboard. If you have more than 2 fruits you are probably going overboard, greater than, but this could depend on the fruit also. These juices are also interlinked with smoothies and vice versa.
Although I did explain the sugar thing above, I wanted to mention that yes, eating the actual fruits and veggies is great, but it also has limitations in some aspects. For example, if you are on the go a lot and really busy, you can get 3 to 5 servings of your veggies and some fruits from one drink.
On top of that, everything liquid is easier to digest. Note, even though it's easier to digest doesn't mean if you had a liquid-only diet that it would be healthy, and some veggies aren't broken down properly in our bodies unless they are either cooked or blended into a liquid.
I read this and started
Then I
her
read
mouth.
it again to make sure I read properly. And then I finally read the second half of the sentence and went, oh no.
There's no need to do anything of the sorts. Weight loss is a simple equation. Simply burn more calories than you take in per day. If you count calories, you will know how much you need to eat. Portion control and burn exercise regimens. I will also say this though, just like you wouldn't want to put 87-octane gasoline in a Lambo, your body also requires good fuel to operate at its peak efficiency. You don't want to use juice as your sole nutrition source, especially since it's filled with fructose sugar. A balanced mix of fresh vegetables, especially lots of spinach, broccoli, cabbage, carrots, celery, onions, lean meats like chicken and fish, and cutting out fattening fast food or anything processed will work wonders. I followed the simple rules above for 2.5 months. Along with 2 hours of exercise a day, and I dropped 50 pounds in those 2.5 months. I can say from personal experience it works. There's no fancy diet involved, just the cliché good foods our body really craves. If you need to taper into it, try cutting out sugary sodas if you drink them and quick types of food, in favor of water, and making your own meals or snacks the night before with wholesome good ingredients. J. Wolf. So jealous. I wanted to buy one so bad. Had it on my wedding registry. We returned a bunch of useless gifts to Macy's, but they don't carry the Vitamixer.
I bought an Omega juicer, which I am very happy with, but I heard Vitamixers are amazing. Need to sell more brush covers ASAP. Lol. On the topic
I started
of
about a
juicing.
month ago and have been feeling great. Full of energy lately. This is also combined with a new diet I started 2 months ago, compliments of Patrick's advice. I just got into intermittent fasting and I love it.
Lost 15 pounds of body fat in a little over a month. Kept most of my size and strength. Lots of energy. Amazing workouts during my fasting state.
Looking leaner than I did when I was in my early 20s and probably in better shape now. I'm also worrying a lot less about eating all the time. It used to be every 2 to 3 hours. Now I eat 2 or 3 times a day.
Fiona is 100% correct though. Juice alone would never be able to power me through my days. You need to eat whole foods and get your daily intake of fat and proteins. I drink a green veggie juice early in the morning when I'm in my fasted state.
If I happen to drink one later in the afternoon, I'll throw in carrots, apples and beets. If you're going to juice to lose weight, use it to replace one meal a day. You can even do 1 day a week in which you don't eat whole foods, but I wouldn't do any more than that.
Just eat right and exercise and you will lose plenty of weight. Also, look into intermittent fasting. There are free books you can find on the web. I really enjoy it and it has done wonders for me.
You could miss out on vital fiber by not eating the skins. The sugar content is too high and you will set your body into starvation mode if you do a juice fast for a prolonged amount of time. Focus on lean protein, good fat and an abundance of vegetables to get a healthy mix. Put as many different colors on your plate to give a wide variety of nutrients and to make the food look more attractive, and mostly drink plenty of water. Increase your exercise as much as possible, even if it's a brisk walk whilst listening to an audiobook, and you'll be on your way to radiance in no time.
My website can provide the following calculations for you all free. Enjoy, post to Facebook, tweet, dig,
Event, even you don't want to lose weight, you want to lose body fat. Calorie in, calorie out. Calorie in has to be less than the calories out.
Exercise, high intensity plus a good combination of the right nutrients, fats, carbs and protein. Juice can be a part of that. A part of the process.
You are changing your lifestyle, not just your body fat. Go for the event, for the quick fix, and I guarantee you will have back everything plus more when you are done juicing.
My diet plan: 1. Eat dead animals. 2. Shut up. 3. Squat.
A juice diet is for detoxification, not weight loss.
I honestly don't know a whole lot about juicing, but I've been using Tim Ferriss' slow-carb diet to very positive effects. The basics: eat lean proteins, fish, chicken, lean beef, beans, and vegetables for most meals while completely cutting out bread, fruit and dairy-based products.
I know this sounds extreme, but I've found changing radically allows me to stick more to a regimen than slowly changing over time. This is just a personal opinion, however.
If you're interested in this diet plan, definitely read up on it before trying it, as there are other things involved.
A
Best
great
of
read
luck.
is Mark's Daily Apple. You can get emails or FB updates as well. Good info on paleo or primal lifestyle.
I tried multiple of these extreme diets. Also tried a healthy, custom calculated diet from a certified fitness trainer. Don't like neither.
It all works, but craving for food is huge, and it's easy to cause yo-yo effect. You lose some weight, but then are so starved that you overeat and get back to beginning. So my system now, that works great for me, is: 1. I just reverted to my normal diet, eating what I want to. When I feel I'm done, I stop. Even if there's more left in plate. 3. I introduce healthy food into my diet, but so that it doesn't bothers me and change my good feeling. So I'm slowly getting used to eat less bread, or to occasionally take a fruit instead of chocolate. This way healthy foods actually became pleasant for me. 4. I work out. Fit is better than skinny. I did a 2-week juice fast a few years ago. I liked the discipline of it. I didn't notice any significant change in my energy throughout the day, and I was working out daily at the time. I felt lighter, though, and came to see my habitual patterns towards food, for example snacking when not hungry, checking out the fridge if I am walking by. I did some research before, though, to plan my intake. My average regimen was something like this: lemon or apple juice in morning, fruit juices till 4 p.m., veg juices 4 p.m. onwards, lots of water throughout the day, soy milk with berry juice as supplement if I got hungry. I tried the slow-carb diet and hated it. There are a lot of very good tips in Tim Ferriss's book, but also a lot of things you should take with a grain of salt. There's an interesting thread in the forum about the disadvantages of working from home. btw.imo. Every diet, concentrating on one specific food source, is doomed to failure.
Your body needs all nutrition.
If you just stick to fruits or one kind of food like vegetables, your body doesn't get all the nutrition it needs. The key is to have a balanced diet, allowing your body to get carbs, natural fats. Very important to lose body fat and protein. With every meal, there should be all three parts available. There are 5 things I can recommend for losing fat: 1 green tea, 2 grass-fed beef, 3 berries all natural, 4 dairy products, skim milk, all low-fat cottage cheese, 5 enough water, at least 3 liters a day. When trying to lose fat, it is important to look for natural food.
Whole food, unprocessed food.
The farmer market should become a regular place to visit, especially at the beginning of the week.
Thanks for the tips. How much fat did you lose when you changed to eating those things? Do you find it tough to limit yourself to only those few food items?
Personally, if I don't eat some sort of protein every day, I feel like I really haven't eaten.
These are foods that put you on the fast lane of fat lose. It is still right diet plus workout.
Eating is the most important part of the equation. When you provide all natural food to your body, you are on the safe side.
A good indicator, choosing food, is if the food looks much different from its original shape or form. Because of processing, it is probably bad for you.
The more natural and unprocessed the source is, the better. I started to lose huge amounts of fat when I added more proteins, especially dairy products, skim milk or whole natural milk, to my diet, and worked out 4 times a week, M or W or F weight training and Saturday high intensity sprint training.
Fat is not bad, it is even needed when you want to lose fat. There is just a fine distinction between processed fat and natural fat.
You can, for example, drink whole milk from your farmer in normal quantities without worrying about the effects. The number one fat killer is high-intensity weight training. That means huge weights and large
Your
movements.
body burns fat up to 48 hours after such a training. These foods are just an addition to your diet. These are some specials I am building into my diet plan for quicker fat lose. I bought some green tea today and will incorporate that into my daily drinking.
The advantage of green tea: it flushes your body, especially after a workout. It helps to flush out the acids from the fractured muscles fibers. Yes, I noticed, the more protein I eat, the less hungry I feel.
Protein restricts the blood sugar and with that building up fat in your body. Protein slows the process of breaking up carbs into sugar, and with that you don't experience sugar rushes.
Wow, that is a long post, but you didn't even answer my question about how much fat you lost. Seriously, did you see my Avi? I am almost 50 and actually look better than that pic. I think I have an idea too about eating properly. It is much more in-depth than choosing some natural foods and calling it a day, as I am sure you agree. Heck, I often eat a pound of meat, a pound of chicken and a pound of fish a day.
Most people would get fat on that even though it is all natural
First,
food.
Calories in versus calories out is an incredibly flawed model. It is only part of the equation because it doesn't take hormones into account. Juicing gives you some nutrients of vegetables or fruit. If you aren't consuming enough veggies or using a supplement like athletic greens, it can be great.
If you don't have a lack of veggies in your diet, juicing won't add much to your health, unless you are substituting it for processed carbs. However, juicing removes the fiber and thus makes the vegetables much less filling than they would be if eaten regularly. If you want to lose weight, ketosis is the easiest way to do it. No sugar or carbs, protein, omega-3 fats, and vegetables. I started with 11 to 12%, and at the end I was at 8 to 9% body fat. I was pleased with the overall outcome, but this time I'll concentrate on eating. I want to write down more measurements than just fat, to compare start and finish. On my last diet, I focused on getting my 2,900 calories a day. I didn't count how much carbs, proteins or fats I was eating. I found it inconvenient to record, although with my new program, I will be accurate with the amounts of carbs, fats, etc. to get to my goal faster. I think correct eating has to do with the correct mindset. Once you've established a healthy eating plan, you will know what to eat and what Nevertheless, not. I think everybody makes their occasional rounds to McDonald's. I know that I did. When I finished my 10-week program, the JoJo effect was tremendous. I had my free day yesterday, and was invited to my grandma for lunch. As I was looking down on my toes this morning, I couldn't believe the size of my stomach. I started the new training program last week and shaved a lot of fat from the belly, And to see it again this morning was weird.
This is the fast lane of fat loss and being
I
ripped.
strongly disagree. Ketosis diets are horrible for so many reasons. Rebound fat gain psychologically, physically, health-wise, muscle loss along with fat loss. If it works for you, that is great, keep doing it. As we want to know if a person's business idea works by knowing how much profit they made. Could you post a pic of yourself after losing fat on a ketosis diet?
Long-term ketosis aka Atkins diet has many problems, I agree. Cycling in and out of ketosis does not have these issues though. A cheat day as recommended on the slow-carb diet solves this, as does carb
During
cycling.
pure slow-carb diet, I lost like 35 pounds a year or so ago. After opening a business and my wife getting pregnant, I went back to a high-carb diet, and of course got
I
fat
started
again.
something similar to slow-carb diet except much higher quantities of healthy fat 2.5 months ago, and have lost 25 pounds of fat and gained 7 pounds of muscle.
Hey Patrick, as I know, you are above 50 and from your picture, you
Would
look
you
ripped.
mind sharing some nutrition tips and workout plans that took you there? One, did you calculate your daily caloric need and have you been eating precisely to it? Two, what workout routine did you use?
Cardio, weightlifting ratio? 3, did you use low repetitions and heavy weights? 4, how long did it take you to reach that six-pack?
1. Fastest method of healthy fat loss I know, if plus protein sparing plus multivitamin. 2. Ketosis is not unhealthy. It is a process that naturally happens in the body.
You're not hacking, not doing anything other than not eating a lot carbs. 3. Carbohydrates are the only macro the body does not
We use
need.
glucose as energy, but ketosis is the process of turning body fat into glucose. Most of the human race has spent the far majority of its diet in history eating not that many carbs a day.
However, we would die without protein. 4. Vegans or vegetarians are the second most unhealthy population I have seen. First is the over-consuming carb obesity group. 5.
You do not need to exercise to lose body fat. 6. Cardio cannot build muscle except for heat. However, heat should not be used a lot during a cut because it taxes your legs too much unless it's all you do.
Your body cannot recover everything at once. It has an order of prioritization to which muscles or systems it will repair first. Your abs are always the first to be repaired since your stomach muscles protect your internal organs.
Most of the time when I help someone gain muscle, I just tell them not to work out their abs and rest more. Result? They blow up. 7. Do less working out when you are cutting versus eating at maintenance
You
or
need to leave the
bulking.
gym feeling good, otherwise you're pushing it too much. 8. Training to failure is absolutely the worst thing for you, as this requires at least a week to recover from the muscle group.
9. Juicing is not that bad, but don't do it for more than a weekend. Detoxing is fine, but know you will have the same benefit by just cutting the stuff out that you need to detoxify from.
10. Fat is one of, if not the healthiest thing for your body on the planet. Dietary cholesterol is also very, very good, and unlike popular belief does not increase LDL.
Care to explain more about protein sparing? This is the first I've heard of it. I know a lot of people that have had problems with long-term ketosis.
You are suggesting avoiding heat while trying to lose weight? This seems quite counterintuitive. What's wrong with long recovery periods from training to failure?
This is the method Tim Ferriss used in 4-Hour Body, and I've seen people have great results with it. I gained 5 to 6 pounds of muscle in a month with it, despite not pushing myself hard enough nor consuming enough calories. That's also my experience. When I started, I had sore muscles for the first 1.5 weeks. After that, I had no problems anymore. No ice bathing needed. No nothing. I exercised till failure and had great results. Sure, I'll try and answer any questions that I can. Protein sparing is basically just eating protein and the trace fats that come with them. Typically lean meats are used on this, but it depends on how fast you're trying to lose. Basically eat your body weight in grams of protein and nothing else. Ketosis is a naturally occurring process in the body. How many bodily functions do you know of that happen naturally and are bad? I can't think of a single one. There is nothing wrong with long-term ketosis, although it's not the most tasty of lifestyles. The problem most people have is they cut weight along and blame it on ketosis. You can get around this by having cheat meals or free days, typically 1 to 2 a week, in order to ramp up your metabolism and boost your hormone levels. If you keep your calorie count way too low for way too long, you can mess your hormonal balances.
Basically, it's starving to death and you're seeing the consequences. The people who have the issues on long-term ketosis would have the exact same problems if they replaced the meat with carbs. My favorite diet ever is high protein plus high fat with minimum carbs. Remember that you can eat a lot of calories and still be in ketosis.
I tried to a bulk once with high fat and I actually lost weight consuming around 4k calories. My maintenance is 2730. Heat. You can do it, but you cannot mix heat plus weight training plus calorie deficit and have that equal efficient. The problem is that heat uses glucose, and when you are eating little amounts of food you do not take in the energy requirements to recover from everything.
Heat is okay if you're going to do it on its own or maybe once a week on leg day, but doing it every day will result in low energy levels. It's actually rather simple. Your body is a math problem.
When you are putting less fuel into it, the less it is capable of doing. If you push it, it will break down things inside of it to make up for your lack of feeding it.
In the case of heat, your body will break down muscle mass because proteins are more easily turned into glucose versus fat. Our bodies are also more likely to hold on to fat versus muscle or glucose due to fat having a higher energy equivalent. Carbs equals 4 kilocalories, protein equals 4 kilocalories, fat equals 9 kilocalories.
Training to failure. I have two really big issues with this. 1. You can only work out each muscle group at most once a week. 2. Out of all the forms of training, this has the highest possibility of injury.
Like Tim Ferriss and the 4-hour body, this specific part was absolute garbage. Quick math: bench press failure, 1 all-out set 10 reps 225 pounds equals 2250 total weight moved for chest on the week. Non-failure, 4 sets 80% 10 reps 211.76 2 days a week equals 16,940.8 total weight moved. So you can clearly see the non-failure method moves more weight for chest and will result in much larger muscle development.
Not to mention you won't be as sore with the second option either, since you're not pushing your muscles to a point of intense breakdown.
6 to 8 pounds gained in one mo. No, this was a combination of muscle plus fat plus water. During this time I am assuming your calorie count was higher and you were ingesting more carbs than normal.
More carbs equals more stored water weight. This is why you get bloated after eating tons of carbs or drinking tons of alcohol. The other explanation is that you don't work out that often and then got on a regular plan.
Anytime a muscle goes from being unused to then consistently stimulated, it will result in growth. Which is why lifting veterans recommend deloads. If you truly want 6 to 8 pounds muscle in one mo, you will more than likely need juice, pun intended.
Being someone who is 5 feet 7 inches, 140 pounds, I can bench 225 currently and am constantly making gains. I can incline leg press almost 600 pounds, and can curl 45s 10x on an easy curl bar. Not sure what weight exactly. I strongly believe in the lift to failure method.
This also coming from a kid who is 5 feet 6 inches, 115 pounds and couldn't bench 10 sets of 35s this time last year.
Tim's whole method is based off of not just lift to failure but also time under tension, which many regular non-failure exercises do not incorporate. I use a 5 or 5 cadence on most of my weights.
Tim also basically suggests a diet and method that produces maximum levels of naturally produced testosterone in the body. I'm not sure if you are aware how steroids work. I am guessing you do though from your post, but boosting T levels allows for rapid repair of muscle growth from damage caused by weightlifting.
Because you can get to the levels naturally that I am aware of, that roids or HGH, etc.
Get you. You have to give more time in between workouts.
Gaining muscle done through damaged muscles being repaired with more mass and strength than before. So if you do not give your muscles enough time to repair themselves, you will not be getting the most efficient or maximum gains possible.
If you are safe and smart about your weights, and you know and practice the correct methods, it should be just as safe as lifting regular weights. From experience, I have only good things to say about Tim Ferriss. Some of his stuff is not stuff I agree with, Uberman sleep cycles being one, but a lot of his stuff has worked well for me. Nothing has stuck out as being BS or ineffective. I almost never lift to failure. I never do sets with less than 15 reps. Most sets are 20 to 25 reps. I do my reps as fast as possible while keeping fairly good form. I am sure people watching me might think, oh no, he is cheating, lol. I keep the weight moving and don't care how much I am lifting. I just want the very most blood I can get into the muscle without getting injured. I almost never do full reps. Partial reps are a huge part of my training. I truly believe we each need to find out what works for us as individuals. I tried the dreaded 6 meals a day. Lift to failure, reps in the 5 to 10 range and on. I never got the results I wanted to. So I bought myself a glucose meter and learned how my body reacted. For me it is far more important what you eat than how you work out. Are necessary, of course. So I will tell you what I do, but it probably won't work for you just the way the 6 meals a day etc. didn't work for me. Answers below. In 1, did you calculate your daily calorie need and have you been eating precisely to it?
2, what workout routine did you use? Cardio, weightlifting ratio? 3, did you use low repetitions and heavy weights? 4, how long did it take you to reach that 6-pack?
You would have seen these results no matter what weight training program you followed. Also, I have no idea what your form looks like, but it'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
The reason I even say this is that 99% of the people who I watch lift to failure have horrendous form, thus a lot of
Average
injuries.
test levels in males is around 200 to 1,200 nanograms or DL 1,200 being the high end. Eating an optimal diet will put you at the higher end of things, but really this makes almost a zero impact on recovery.
The idea that you can increase your test levels to a meaningful amount through food is 100% BS. Steroids, on the other hand, can increase this number 200 to 600%, which is why users are huge. Muscle damage does not equal muscle growth.
There is not one study in existence that shows the more you break down a muscle, the bigger and stronger it will get.
It's a law of diminishing returns kind of a thing. I make much faster gains versus someone who lifts each body part 1 day a week because I lift an amount that allows me to repair and build in a 60 to 72 hour time span.
The goal of muscle building is to create as much work for the muscle as possible per week while still allowing it to repair and grow. I agree with everything Patrick P has said. It's also why Patrick greater than
This was the worst, plus overeating is anabolic. Why would anyone want to miss out on that? I personally do if and my post-workout meal is always 1,000 kilocalories plus.
What the heck, Evo? You are 19, why didn't you tell me those things back when I was 19 so I didn't waste so much time? Keep it up, great info.
Thanks, Patrick. It's just always been a real big passion of mine, so I try to experiment and read as much as possible. I think the human body is one of the most interesting things and I love pushing mine to new levels.
Even though there are so many products out there, fitness is really still in its infancy. One of my newer passions is helping others get to where they want to be.
My GF, for instance, recently started repping 25 pounds over her body weight on deadlift, which for any natural female is very, very good.
Wow, I would fear to lose muscle mass with 800 calories a day. I reckon you eat a lot of protein that day, so that the body does not take hold of your muscles.
In my previous workout program, I did a 15-12-10-8 repetition order with increasing weights.
After the last one I went back to the first weight and did as many as I could. I did that program for a while, but then I saw I couldn't make any improvements, so now I am on heavy weights and low reps. I do 4 sets with 5 reps. Next week increase the weight and do 4 sets with 6 reps.
This will continue. I am eager to see how the new program will work. I also try to get to around 100 grams or more proteins a day. I read sources that mentioned 100 to 300 grams. I am sure that 300 grams won't be a problem, but to get all of that from eating food without supplements is crazy. I took a look at some prices of supplements today and was quite shocked. Wow. I usually have to eat very clean and lift about 4 times a week plus cardio to get lean.
I wish I had the time to research. I literally have no time to experiment with my body. I've had my best results when I've followed a plan outlined by a nutritionist or trainer to the T workouts I can handle on my own.
This is primarily the reason pro lifters or bodybuilders have trainers. They put so much time and dedication into their effort that outsourcing their plan to a reputable coach makes the whole thing easier. I agree with you 100%, even going to the gym with another person helps immensely. I would just like to say none of us know how our body will react until we try something. Sitting there and saying, oh, if I did that my body would. when in reality you do not know unless you try it. Same with business, you never know how the public will react unless you actually try something. If you only drink juice, you are going to lose muscle. You must make sure that if you are going to follow the juicing plan that you incorporate a good amount of protein into your diet, otherwise your body will eat away at its greatest fat-burning asset. If you are going to juice, make sure that you eat enough protein throughout the day, be it protein shakes, egg whites, chicken breast, etc. Let me know if you have any other questions. If you are looking for a great juicer, I recommend this one. Blog post review on my site. How is the Vitamix better than Jack's juicer? I was thinking of buying a juicer this month from Coles. Is it worth it?
Thanks for all the wonderful replies. I have decided that I will use juicing for short intervals, 1 to 3 days for now.
What I do is run a 5-day cleanse Aprix every 8 weeks. During this 5 days I stick to a lot of fruits and veggies, as well as some nuts.
The point is to reset your body's digestive system so it is not used to the same thing over and over again. It's not easy at first, but you get used to it. I also use a Jack Lalanne juice and love it. I try to have fresh juice daily.